Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here on the PokerStaples channel. This is the craziest hand I have ever seen. It's actually going to be a lead up to a series we're going to do here on the channel because I've been doing commentary on 5 days of the $10,300 Caribbean poker party. So I'm giving my spin on a tournament that has already happened, right? And this is one of the hands of those tournaments. It was so special. Immediately when I saw it, I was like, YouTube needs to know about this. The world needs to know about this hand. So we're releasing it as a standalone. But this is sort of a preview of a series to come on this channel. In total, there's a 5 days worth of coverage in this tournament, and I've done commentary on all of it. So we're going to be breaking it down into 30-minute episodes, and we're going to release those episodes every 2 days. It's kind of just my spin on the live tournament, giving a little bit of color, a little bit of commentary to what's going on. And if you're into live poker, you're going to like this series. So this is a preview, but you can just watch this hand, and it has nothing to do with the rest of it. This is an absolutely incredible poker moment. I couldn't believe it. So without further ado, enjoy. There's the payouts. 120 paid. Okay. So we're down to 53 now, which means everyone is guaranteed 35,000. And in 4 spots, it's going to jump up an extra $5,000. Scott raises it up with the Queen Jack under the gun +1. Jonathan Cranberry is going to fold the Queen 4. Ludo with Jacks. It's the table of Jacks, man. He just calls for 900K. Interesting. Why just a call with Jacks? I don't understand.
It's a big disappointment for old Tom Hall. They've postponed the tournament till next weekend.
I'm very surprised because Jacks is a pretty vulnerable hand post-flop and not generally one you just want to call here. You can 3-bet if you get 4-bet, you call and go to a flop. But, you know, these players are playing at a very high level. They're both extremely good at poker. So there's probably some chance that Ludo wants to never do something with the Jacks, Queens, Kings, Aces 100% of the time. He wants to sometimes call so that on certain boards, like Jack-high boards, he's capable of having top set. You know, that might be what's going on our second set. Oh, my God. Scott is in a lot of trouble here, man. That is a disastrous card on the turn. The Case Jack. Ludo has a set of Jacks now. The dream. Scott checked on the flop and now has 2 pair. I mean, Scott has the best possible hand he can have in this spot. He never has 5s. He never has 7s. Like, Queen Jack is the nuts for Scott. He's got to think he's got the best hand for sure. Ludo's always going to bet a set of 5s and a set of 7s on the flop, and he's not going to call queens hardly ever, so he can't have a set of queens. Literally, this is so crazy. Ludo should not be able to have anything good here, and Scott just turned top 2. This is the sickest thing, and I have no idea how this is going to play out because stacks are incredibly deep. There's 5 million in the middle. And Scott bet 2 million, and these players are sitting on 40 million plus stacks. Ludo's going to raise it up to 6.8. How is this going to play out? Is Scott just going to call here on the turn? There's a lot of draws out there potentially, so maybe he wants to raise back. Or is he just going to call and then call the river? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's very clear he's not folding. That would be insane. I can't believe that turn card. That's so incredible. Okay. There it is. A call. There's 16.4 million in the middle. Now, the river could be some action-killing cards. You know, there's 2 flush draws out there. Club draw, heart draw. There's a couple straight draws that are possible. So there's some action-killing cards. 3 of spades, however, is not one of them. I don't think Ludo ever has 6-4 suited here. Again, if I'm in Scott's position, I'm struggling to find a really strong hand for Ludo.
Scott doesn't necessarily have like a super strong hand here very often, but it doesn't really matter when they're polarized.
It's really hard for Ludo to have anything good here. So he should definitely get paid. The question is how much. 18.5 million. That's about pot. I mean, I think this has to be called. Again, I don't understand how Scott can fold. Of course, this would be the craziest fold I've ever seen in my life if Scott folds here, and I don't think he can.
I feel your
But if he does fold, I really question whether I've ever been good at poker, because it would be too incredible to me. It'd be too crazy.
No, definitely not. This would just be a bad fold. But then, you know,
How can Ludovic Guy like just call pre-flop, check back on the flop,
we'll have 60
and have a set here?
which makes sense.
It's almost impossible. He has to just call with jacks pre-flop and have hit the case jack. I don't think he can have queens. I think it's extremely unlikely he has sevens or fives. And Scott has top two pair. How could it happen? Scott has to call. He has to call. There's no way around this. 35 million in the middle. If Scott calls, this is going to be 53 million chip pot.
He's not gonna go for the river bluff here, which we know is not true. It's Ludo. Ludo doesn't really give up very often, does he?
It's all been plain sailing for Scott. Now he's facing a bet for half his stack.
Scott really considering here. I think he's going to call, though. You just can't. Even if you think it's possible that Ludo called with fives and sevens pre, which he's going to do quite often, and he checked back, which he's not going to do the mass majority of the time. So, I mean, he has to first hit a set with his range. He has to second check back with a set, which he's not going to do very often at all. I mean, on a queen 7-5 with two clubs in position, 40 million chips deep, you're not checking back like bottom and middle set.
Well, the fact he's thinking, oh my god, he's the sickest.
He can't do it. He can't do it! How did he do it? How did he do it, man? How did he do it? That's the sickest fold I've ever seen. There is no better fold. That's the number one fold in the world as of today, 2020. There's no better fold in poker that has ever taken place.
That is the player.
Scott is Nostradamus. That's the only way.
See how that's gonna
That's the only way. What am I even doing playing this game, then? How can people, like human beings in the world, have top two, fold on the river?
His heart wasn't beating.
You can't do it. That guy's that's superhuman. You can't do it. Can't do it. I am so demoralized as a poker player right now. You can't do it. Nope. Scott's Nostradamus. Not fair. Can't do it.
I mean, that's one for the highlight reel,
That's
like
insane.
lifetime, like not just this tournament, like.
The guy talking right now is Tom Hall, like one of the sickest graphs online tournament poker players ever. That's the most impressive fold I've literally ever seen in my life. Ever. I honestly I'm struggling to figure out how he decided to fold. I don't understand.
They are beaming right now.
Like, I understand, like, you could just take it back to level 0, like, I thought he had it. But, man, these are extremely high-level poker players. Like, Ludovic Guy, like, has an image as a very aggressive player. He's capable of bluffing. I don't understand what just happened. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. How did Scott figure it out? Like, how was Scott able to fold? I don't understand. Please leave in the comments what you think about the play. I think it is the best poker fold I have ever seen in my life. One of the best plays I've ever seen in my life. Been playing this game for 10 years. I've seen a lot of poker before. I think it is amazing. So, huge props to Scott. Huge condolences to Ludo, even though he won the pot. And big thanks to everyone for taking the time today and checking it out. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're going to get lots of live poker coming up very soon on this channel. That's going to be it from me. Until next time, we'll see you later.